My name is Jessica Kopp. I am one of the co-organizers of the Midway Project.
I'm Kara McCauley, and I'm the other co-organizer of the Midway Project. I also serve on the board of the Hamline Midway Coalition.
Well, the Midway Project started in the end of May 2020 in response to a lack of access to food during uprisings in our neighborhood. And so a former community organizer with the Hamline Midway Coalition, Melissa Mishner, brought together a bunch of people, community partners, to say, how do we serve our neighbors during this time? It began as a curbside thing during COVID, where we would hand out food at Hancock Rec, and people would drive up, and then over time, it just evolved to meet ongoing needs. Just kept going and going, and as we never saw the need wane, and so we just continued here in Hancock.
Yeah, it was originally meant to be that summer, and we had dates scheduled throughout that summer all the way through August, and then because I have a position also at Hamline Elementary where I work with families, and I already knew that the need existed previous to COVID, previous to the civil unrest, and Jessica also had worked with families at the school as part of our PTA, and we just decided we've got the partnerships to keep this going, we've got the help from the Hamline Midway Coalition, let's keep doing it as long as we can. It's all volunteer, but we can form a real community here with our neighbors.
Right now, we have a walk-in food pantry model. It's still kind of like a pop-up. We still set up tables here at Hancock Rec Center. We provide fresh produce, shelf-stable items, occasionally like household or personal care items, and we just invite neighbors to take what they can use for their families. What we love about it is that we provide the food, but the neighbors provide the fellowship with one another. They sometimes will gather when the weather's nice ahead of time so they can chat. They will talk in line about how they might prepare different foods, which is actually one of my favorite things to see, is how neighbors are showing care for each other in that way. While primarily what we do is food, we also know it's more than that. It's also a place for people to have friendships and community, and a place they feel welcomed and hopefully happy when they're here.
We've got 7 different languages that people speak at home that we've identified so far. That's part of what makes this community so great as well.
And that also adds to the richness of the conversations our neighbors have with each other about recipes. You get to see these really great conversations about how people prepare foods. That's been really valuable. So I think it does become a place where people are with their full community.
We couldn't do this, like Jessica said, without the Sane Foundation and their partnership with Second Harvest. We could not do this without the staff here at Parks and Rec at Hancock Rec Center, and so we rely on them for the place to be where we can gather. And then we couldn't do this without the Hamline Midway Coalition being our fiscal sponsor. Our staff there are helping us, offering support whenever we need it or have a question. We couldn't do it without any of those folks. We welcome any groups that want to come in and volunteer. We always have something to do.
Yes, what we like to say is that whether you are a people person and you really enjoy engaging in conversation, or maybe you would prefer to do something behind the scenes, like we have a job for anyone who wants to participate. There's so many ways to support, so many ways to help. And if someone wants to be involved, we will absolutely find a way to involve them.
It's a community of neighbors, and it's a community of organizations. It's been the best thing that I've done in the last 4 years.
Easily. Yeah, it really makes, as a neighbor, like it feels good to know that, like, if there's something you care about and want to do it, even if, like, for us, we kind of accidentally ended up being in charge of it in some way. We didn't set out to run this or to do this. We don't have a background in this kind of work, but because of the great support and investment from all of these organizations, like, we can create a space alongside our neighbors that is supportive and welcoming and affirming, and that's like, what else could you possibly want in a neighborhood?